All right. I believe that we started off yesterday introducing us to what cybersecurity is all about. We gave some deep relation. We spoke about different aspects and different values. We discussed how internet came into being. We talked about, sorry, hold on a second. Sorry about that. So we discussed about how internet came into being. And before we get into cyber security, and I believe you're following, please don't just sit to watch. You're going to get value for the time spent. And I'd like us to be carried along. If you are in a quiet place, I would like you to unmute yourself. It's always good to get a feedback. So I don't have to call names. I would like to know whether you heard me and you are getting the value for what I'm talking about. So we discussed about what is cybersecurity, and the meaning is simply protecting your digital asset. That's the slogan for cybersecurity. Learning outcome, we displayed it yesterday. And this is the definition of cybersecurity. I would like Mrs. Oluwakemi, can you just read out to us? Can you see the board? We can see the board.
Yes, yes. Cybersecurity. Should I read it out?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, cybersecurity practice protect systems, networks, and programs from digital articles.
Thank you. Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from what? Digital attacks. Cyber security. Good. I had to go back. Oh, sorry. I had to go back to give us the definition, which is where we started. Yesterday, we talked about how cyberspace works. We gave an instance of how cyberspace works, and we explained the protocol that are involved that could help you to communicate effectively over the internet. Now, hear this very quickly. You cannot be 100% immune from attacks in as much as you are on the internet. Why do I say so? Internet is an open space, a world on its own that has a lot of things going on. So what you need to know and what you need to do as an individual is to learn the ways on how to protect your digital asset in that open space. For example, when you buy a land, a vast land, the land is open. Anybody can penetrate into the land because it's open. Do you agree with me? Anybody can come. But the moment you make a fence all over the land, you have done what? You have restricted movement. You have restricted intrusion. You have restricted any unauthorized access into that very land. Are we together? So
Okay.
the same space is what we are referring to in cybersecurity. And that's why we first need to consider cyberspace and how it works. We delve into the first paragraph. We entered into the second paragraph. And we had to go because, the time frame we gave, and we don't want to keep anybody online. I want to maintain the time. Now, I want Mrs. Alawode, were you with us yesterday? Sorry, Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Were you with us yesterday? Okay. All right. Mrs. Kemi, can you just read the top paragraph for us? Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, top
Security
paragraph.
is a critical aspect of cyberspace, given the potential for cyber attacks and data breaches.
Breaches. Go ahead.
Encryption, such as encryption, firewalls, and multiple factor authentication help protect sensitive information and maintain use. Cybersecurity professionals continuously works to identify vulnerability and develop activities.
Thank you. Now, look, reading that particular concept has given you a mindset about what cybersecurity or cyberspace is all about. And like I said yesterday, I said cyberspace can also be called internet space. If you are here yesterday, you will agree with me. When it has to do with cyber means what? Internet. And I also gave a breakdown about what internet is. Internet means internetworks. That is a network communicating at different locations. We have intra-network and we have inter-network, which we have rated to be what? Internet. So you understand that anything that has to do with internet means what? Many networks coming together for a common purpose. And what is the common purpose? To share information, to share resources. Now the question is, why do I need a website? The reason for putting my website out there is to what? To share information, to share resources, to make people know who I am. Are we together? So now, the job of a cybersecurity person is to what? Is to be able to identify, able to mitigate, and also to develop strategies to defend malicious activity. Look at the example I gave about the open land and how you have to make a fence. Without the fence, your land is not secure in the literary sense. Now, and also without the fence, it shows that somebody can encroach into the land and intruder can encroach into the land. But when there is fence around the land, it shows that, number one, there is a possession of this land. Number two, this land belongs to somebody. Number three, this land is secured. Nobody can take over the land. Same thing goes for cybersecurity. Now, do you now realize that there's what we call cyber insecurity? Is somebody with me?
Okay, yes.
There's what we call cyber insecurity. Why do we have cyber insecurity? That, the job of a cybersecurity is to protect, develop strategies to defend. But cyber insecurity are actually the threat affecting any organization. That is, in another word, talking about somebody being insecure. That is a space that is not safe. Are we together? So in this one,
Yes.
we're talking about different threats and how you can identify them. Okay? So, and that is what we are trying to do here is to give you an overview and understanding about this concept. Are you with me? So, and I believe that some of you are IT inclined. Maybe you have an IT background. Some are not. Don't worry. Any word that you see that looks strange will be broken down to your understanding and you can flow. Do us a favor by asking questions where you don't understand. Now, I know some of you will have come across encryption, am I right? Firewalls and multi-factor authentication, which we call two-step verification. Now, you know, as I was talking about the open land, you made a fence, but there is no gate. You need to have a gate. That's an extra security. Then you can need to have maybe all these barbed wires, electric fence, so that anybody that want to fly in or jump in will be electrocuted, putting what additional security layer. Now, in cybersecurity, we tend to encourage everyone to always have an extra security layer over the organization, over all the devices, should in case an attack comes in through any medium. Now, I would like someone to read the last chapter, sorry, last paragraph. I'll call on Mr.
Hello, sir.
Okay, I didn't. I wanted to call on you. Okay,
Yes, sir. Thank you,
okay.
sir. Thanks for yesterday. I came in a little bit late because of where I am presently. I'm in a very remote area, so I'm struggling to connect. But right now, I have to go
Oh, so sorry about that.
anyway. But I'm getting valued and I'm being, I'm really happy that I'm on this call.
Thank
So,
God.
by the way, it's my younger sister that is reading, Mrs. Afolabi. That's my younger sister right there.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Awesome.
the is that in this digital innovation constant, technologies like artificial and the internet of things, brackets, IoT, are transforming how we interact and utilize cyberspace. This advancement promised to enhance connectivity, making the virtual world an ever-evolving landscape of opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. And looking at the last paragraph, you could see that there was a word like artificial intelligence, blockchain,
Yes, sir.
Internet of Things. These are the new involvement over time because of the use of internet. So internet has grown beyond just sending email. If you notice that back in the day, I'm talking about 2 or 3 decades ago, you can only send email. I think Yahoo is one of the oldest email. Yahoo, there's one another email. I think it's Exile or Excite, something like that. We have a lot of them then. What we do is we just send email to each other, browse the net, search the net. But over time, there have been a lot of improvements, innovations, things growing because why? Internet, like I said, is an open space. Okay? So there we talk about artificial intelligence, AI. And AI is the recent innovations that just came on board with the use of internet. Now, hear this. When I talk about artificial intelligence, that is, it's also a programming. Let's not get ourselves too techie. Let me break it down for you. It's a form of program that has a lot of that has tried to study how human being thinks. So, and looking for a shortcut to try to compare the thinking of a machine, which we call machine learning or machine language, to how humans think. So profiling a solution in a technological way, you understand, to avoid too much pressure on human brain. But hear this is not so much different from our search engines. Now, let me now break it down to you to open your eyes to know how internet really operates. You know, the way internet operates these days is like, it's a system that has information on several systems. Now, those several systems are now connected together, which we call network. That is the interconnectivity of networks through various media, not medium. Medium means one, media means many. We have the one of LAN cable, we have the one of network devices like hub and switch and router. The three of them were different back in the days. But today, everything has been embedded into one device, which we call router. The actual use of a router is to connect networks. The actual use of a switch is to connect devices within a network. Now, so the ability to share resources, the ability to communicate rather than being there was what gave birth to Internetwork, which we call internet. Now, because internet is an open space, you know, when you have the good thing, definitely the bad thing will also show itself. Are we together?
Yeah.
So that is exactly why cybersecurity has come into play. Now, what you are learning in cybersecurity is an awareness and also to build yourself to protect your digital assets. Internet has a way, if you don't build yourself against all these attacks, it has a way of killing people before their time. Imagine anyone that his money was stolen as a result of his credit card details being used online. Would the person want to be alive? Or someone's information that was stolen? So you need to be very, very careful when you are on the internet, because it's an open space. And in an open space, anything can happen. Are we together? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give an assignment. So I think today, since we need to choose someone who will be responsible for our. How many people were here yesterday? Mr. Alaude was here. Who is Mr. Adeade? Mrs. Deborah was here, and I think this Joy iPhone. Please, can we have your full name? Mrs. Joy, can you unmute yourself and tell us your full name? Okay. All right. So, Ms. Joy, if you don't mind, can you be our let me say our bootcamp rep for now.
Good evening, sir.
For this, good evening. Okay. For this period.
Standing by discussing with
I know you now.
Please, if you are in a noisy place, you can mute yourself. Okay. Miss Oluwakemi, can you unmute us? I muted you on by mistake. So,
Evening.
good evening, Mrs. Joy.
I already put my surname on the chat box.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Yeah, I want to appoint you as our. So you'll be the one coordinating. I hope you don't mind.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So I want to give an assignment. So you're going to help to type the assignment out and ensure that everybody is carried along. All right. Hope you connected to the channel. The channel is a way so that one of the things I will explain to you how we have to go through the channel. We discover that a lot of people do hack WhatsApp. So, and we don't want to be liable for such. And because we're talking about security and we have to go through a measure that can help to secure our information. And that's how we use the channel. The channel will not reveal your phone number to anybody. So any information that is posted on the channel, I want to encourage everyone to acknowledge it. Please acknowledge. Okay? That will encourage us more to put a lot of information. Okay? Thank you. So the assignment is this. Write what you understand by artificial intelligence. I'm going to highlight it. Artificial intelligence, blockchain, and the Internet of Things. Now, hear this. A lot of people want to go online. Yes, but read it up. Read it up and translate it in your own understanding. You will submit in the next class. So you submit to I'll send you an email on the channel. You send it there, and we'll move on from there. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay. We've talked about the definition of cybersecurity. We move to the threat. The common terms that are used in cybersecurity. Please pay attention. Please pay attention to this very aspect, which you're going to learn a lot. Now, like I said to us, there are many threats, and they come in different formats. Okay, among anyone here whose WhatsApp has been hacked before? Whose WhatsApp has been hacked before? If your WhatsApp has been hacked before, can you signify? Okay. Okay. Yes. I know you might not be able to explain, but if you can talk where you are, if you cannot, just explain. Tell us how your WhatsApp was hacked. You can type it. I'll read it out. Now, this is the reason why we are doing this. There are a lot of ways that our information are being accessed. And we are going to be giving you an overview of how your information can be accessed without your permission. So what you are going to learn here is how to protect your information. Now, in our next class, there's going to be a practical class. So I wanted to come with your laptop, which I said from the beginning. Come with your laptop. We're going to ask you to download a particular software which you are going to use. Do you understand? So, thank you. All right. The first common terms that is being used in cybersecurity, because you're going to be seeing a lot of this. They're going to join with us even after this boot camp. Do you understand? You're going to be seeing some of these words. And you must understand what they are meant for. Now, you might have been seeing malware. What is this malware means? It's just an abbreviation of malicious software. Now, I want somebody among us from this word, what can you say in your own understanding what a malware is? Or what's your own understanding from that short interpretation? What a malware is? A malicious software. Can you explain in your words? Is it Mr. or Mrs. Emen Ukpong? I know you're just joining us. Kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? Can anybody? All right. Let me give you an overview of Mrs. Kemi. You want to try?
No.
Now, no, don't be afraid. You know, teachers, you know, I'm also teaching like this. I'm not lecturing. So, you know, sometimes when you put something on the board, you have explained. You say, okay, students, tell me what you understand or what you gain from my explanation or what you read from the board. Okay? So, don't feel bad. What can you say reading from that one sentence about the malicious software?
Well, let me just try.
Yes.
I can say is a kind of system that causes damage to the system. It's just like a virus.
Yes, yes. A virus is a software. Yes. When you say a virus, you have to go and build. Okay, now let me explain something. Now,
Okay.
when they say malicious software,
Okay.
you know, they say something in Yoruba. I believe everybody's in Yoruba. I think one of us want to be Yoruba. I will explain. They say when there's Ayinike, I mean, there's Ayinike, I don't know. Let me not go there because I don't know the phone. When somebody do something to you, you can always do something against that thing. Now, what it's simply saying is that when a good thing is being built, there's always something to negate it. Now, in the programming world, any virus is an intention to work against something. Are we together? Now, this is an intention to destroy something, to steal something. Sorry to say that. No, the Holy Book says the thief, referring to the devil, cometh not, but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But Jesus has come to give us life and to give us more abundantly. Now, we are looking at the picture of the devil being the malicious software and Jesus being the what? The right one, the holy one, the right software. Now, the devil is trying to work against what Jesus had built, which is we. Is an intentional thing. So I have to use that so we can have an understanding. So in the world of programming, there are we write programs in form of codes, which everybody call coding is programming. And programming are in different syntax. We write different languages. We have different syntax. Now, when I know that if I press +1, 2 + 1 will give me 3, right? Now, because I don't want that answer in 3, I can simply say -2 - 1 will give me what? -3. Am I right?
Yes.
So definitely you have 2 + 1 will give you 3. -2 - 1 will also give you what? -3. So now, in a nutshell, those software that are actually built, you build a software to use. Now, you build a program to use. Maybe you think, oh, I need to build a software where everybody can enter their information for whatever they are, rather than going to the office. Do you understand? You now build a software for that. You know, you put some necessary things in place. And somebody now feels that, why will you build a software like this Now, it will now write a code that will counter what you have built. So anytime you are trying to work, that thing will be working against. That alone is what we call malicious software. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Now, I'm going somewhere. Now, the next one is phishing. I'm seeing a user here. Please put your name so that we can be able to address you by your name. Please, the name you came with, please, can you change it so that we can address you by your name so that we can get along in class? Are we together? Mr. Muhyiddin, can you unmute yourself and read to us what is phishing?
A method of trying to gather personal information using deceptive email.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Now, phishing. How many of you have received emails? Kindly unmute yourself in a quiet place. How many of you has received an email telling you, if I have a copy, I'll show you. Or maybe in the next class, I'll try and show you. You just receive a random mail trying to sell product to you. Telling you, oh, and trying to give you a pseudo website. How many of you have seen that before? If you have, kindly unmute yourself and say yes, or give me a thumbs up. Now, let me now give you a very, how will I put it right now? Let me give you a very way to identify websites that are malicious. Now, look at this. Oh, sorry. Anywhere you see HTTP, like this, not secured. Can we all see it? Now, anywhere you see this, HTTPS, secure. Can you see the board? Hello, please. I like to have a feedback. Can you see the board?
Yes.
Yes.
So now watch this. HTTP is what the link that most hackers use, especially using this threat method of phishing to get you to click a link sent to you. Watch out. Now, also, when you are browsing, always look at your address bar. You will see a padlock. How many of you have observed that? If you have not observed that, you see a padlock. That is simply showing you that particular website is secured. We're going to get to that. Now, if you don't see this S is an extra security layer over that site. And that site is secured. Because for it to be secured, there are certain parameters that you need to do. So most of these hackers will not go through that parameters because they will be discovered. So if you are not aware about this, you fall victim of this. They can clone the website of a bank, and it will look so much real that is that bank. If you are not aware about how they operate, you might fall victim. So any information you enter on that link is going to the hands of an hacker. And that is how a lot of people are being hacked. Are we good? So it's a way. So anytime you receive an email that you are not sure of the source. Now, hear this. Any email you are not sure of the source, you are not permitted or you are not encouraged to open it. Does that make sense? The third one is firewall. Mr. or Mrs. Ayobamiola, can you read what a firewall is? Can you hear me? All right. I can't really hear you, sir.
Going network. I can hear you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, firewall is a network system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based security rule.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Now, this is what we understand about firewall. And everybody will have been conversant with, oh, firewall, 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 firewall. It's actually, it can be in two forms. It can be in form of a software, and it can be in form of an hardware. Now, from that word firewall, it's simply saying that a system had been put in place to be able to screen or monitor every network that goes in and out of your system. Now, I'm going to give you a little test. Go on your system. I'm using an Apple device, so it might be different from what you are used to. So go on your system and find firewall on your system. It's on your system. And find firewall and check if it's activated or not. Okay? Now, we talked about encryption. Now, user, I don't know your name, but I'll call user. User, can you read to us what encryption is? I think the person could not hear me. Okay, I would like to call on Mr. or Mrs. Lee. Can you read number 4 for us? Encryption. Is it Lee or Leah?
The process of converting information of data with a code, especially to prevent unauthorized access.
Thank you, ma'am. Encryption is a lot about encryption. Now, but what does it mean? It's simply saying, now go to your WhatsApp. Let me show you what he's talking about. Go to your WhatsApp. Pick up your phone, everybody. Our first line of test. Go to your setting. Are we there? I don't know how it is on your phone. In the WhatsApp, it will show you.
Yeah.
Okay, are you there? Please, I'd like everybody to unmute themselves if you're in a quiet place. Please. Now unmute yourself. I'd like to show us something. The first thing is, I want us to. Okay. Now go to your account. Go to your account.
We're just trying to find an example.
Don't get distracted. Please don't get distracted. Go to your account. Hello. Can you hear me?
I hear you. They're in accounts.
Okay. Do you have you seen a place that is showing two-step verification?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
check if yours is on or off.
On.
On. Good. Now, you are going to
It's off.
screenshot.
Turn
Now,
off.
it's okay. Now, let me screenshot mine to the channel so that you see what I'm talking about. Oh, wait.
How are you?
Yes, it is.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to show us something. Sorry.
Or understanding.
Well, this will not even appear on my. Sorry, I was trying to save something. Okay. Let me show you what I wanted to show you. 13, privacy, sorry. Account, two-step verification. Now, the first thing I wanted you to do is to ensure that your two-step verification is on. Do you have it on? Now, there are some, they will ask you for add a recovery email.
How you doing?
Hello? Can I have a feedback, please? Is your own showing you add a recovery email? Okay, I think I have to switch on my camera. I'm not liking I'm not getting feedback. It's like
My two-step is on. So
okay,
I think it's the people that their phone is off. They should probably listen to know what to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to let them do, but I'm not getting any response. That's what is. At least when I get a response, I know that you're following me. If your two-step verification is not on, it's the time for you to switch it on.
Okay.
And add your PIN.
Mine is on, sir.
Okay, good. Now I'm not asking that. Is it telling you to add a recovery email?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you added a recovery email?
Let me check if I did that. My two steps is on too. I've always had it on.
Okay, very good.
Yes, I have a recovery email.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, I don't know whether you have ever observed in WhatsApp, they will tell you end-to-end encryption. Have you ever seen that?
I always see that, sir.
Ma?
Yes, sir. I always see that.
Okay, now what that is simply saying is that there is no way your information can be unveiled. Yes. Even if you go to WhatsApp, they cannot. Okay.
It means it's short, sir. It cannot be.
Yes, you can. I was trying to go through the chat. So you cannot be able to. They cannot. Okay, now let me explain this. You see, when you make a phone call over your normal call, most of your calls are recorded. Are you with me? Most of your calls are recorded. Now, let me now open your eye to the world of security. Now, pay attention. Start watching some security movies, security soap opera, or you will learn something. Now, in WhatsApp, when they say end-to-end encryption, they cannot be able to get information to use against you. And that is why it's very easy for those hackers to use WhatsApp. Are you going along with me? Because why? They cannot easily record your voice. But every call you make over a network is always recorded. So if there's any issue, how do they track a number? Because that number is on the network, they can track it. There is no encryption. Are you get what I'm saying? Please, can I get
Yes,
a feedback?
I get it.
So
Yes.
what I'm simply saying is that encryption is a form of how to use an IT terminology. It's like wrapping, for the sake of those that are not IT inclined. Okay, I think some people are okay. All right. Now, listen up to this. When talking about encryption, is a kind of encapsulating an information, wrapping an information. Let me start it that way. Now, on that information, there is always a code. Okay? There's always a code to unwrap it. So, there's what we call encryption. There's what we call decryption. Encryption is to encode. Decryption is to what? Is to decode.
Good.
Did you get that? Encryption is to what? Encode. Decryption is to what? Decode. So many a times when those information are going through this channel, they are being encrypted. So if there's always somebody trying to tap your information, it will not make sense to them. What they'll be seeing is a figure of many things of A, B, C, D, mixture of figures. They will not be able to understand because what is encrypted until it gets to where it's going before it can be decrypted. That is exactly what encryption is all about. Have that made sense? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have someone's somebody sent me a phishing attempt. Now hear this. After a prayer meeting, I received a phone call from someone posing as a helpful person. They claimed that many people needed assistance with Zoom. Verification code. The caller tricked me into providing a verification code that I received via SMS. This code is crucial for accessing your WhatsApp account. Number 3, account compromise. Once I shared the code, the caller was able to access my WhatsApp account, leading to unauthorized use, including asking my contact for money and all sorts. This is someone whose WhatsApp was hacked due to this act. And I believe that you have learned something from that. That was the reason why I said go and check and see if you have done your 2-step verification. Are we good? So now we move to 0-day exploit. I'm taking my time to explain all this. These are terms that are going to be used in cybersecurity. And you have to understand what it is, how it's being used, and you must get yourself familiar with it. 0-day exploit. Can I have the user to read it out to us? User.
I thought my name was there. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll correct that.
All right. What's the
0-day
name?
exploit. My name is Joy Ihaza.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So sorry. Please change you. I'll not be calling you user. All right.
Okay, I connected with my laptop. That's what happened. I switched to my laptop. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Okay,
right.
so zero-day exploit, a cyber attack that occurs on the same day a weakness is discovered in software before the developer has the opportunity to create a fix for it.
Very good. Now, get yourself familiar with this one. I'm about to explain something very, 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 very important. Now, take a note on this. If you want to write it down, please write it down. Every time there is an update, whether on your app, on your phone, or on your laptop, or any of your devices, do not ignore it. Update your software regularly. Now, I'll tell you why. When a software is being made or created or developed, there's what we call testing, project tests. We test run the software within before it's been launched. Now, why do we test run the software? We test run the software to be able to know the areas where there are vulnerabilities. Now, as a cybersecurity professional, when you work in an organization, your duty is to work with the developers in the area of securing the application or the software that they are developing. Because most developers are not so keen about security. They are keen about just developing the app based on the requests of the organization and move on. So in the process of test running the software, certain loopholes will be discovered, which we call vulnerabilities. Now, if those loopholes are not covered, immediately it is launched out. Hackers, they are waiting. And that's why I used the scripture of the old book, John 10:10. The thief cometh to steal. The other one says, the devil is like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. The criminals on the network, they are roaring idiots, roaming about, seeking the device, seeking the software that is vulnerable to attack. Now, hear this. The attack does not come, oh, they see the attack. No. Once they observe a loophole, they begin to monitor you. They begin to monitor you till they're able to strike. So, invariably, anytime you see an update on your system, on your phone, endeavor to update regularly. Because while they are doing that, over time, when you are using a software, over time, it will always be revealing its weakness. And as a developer, you need to create an update to close up those loose ends in order not to give the hackers the opportunity to attack. Do we understand?
Yes.
Now, some of these things we are explaining are part of the cybersecurity threat. Because in cybersecurity, we're talking about most of these threats and what they do, how they attack. Okay? Now, because of our time, I think we have exceeded the time given. I don't want to keep anybody. Tomorrow is Sunday. But I'm just going to quickly explain what we have before us. Ransomware, from its name ransom, simply is also a type of malicious software. What does that ransomware do? It looks out for victims' information. And once they do that, they block it. Now, what they now need to do is that they will now be sending you messages to pay them for them to release it back to you. For example, I, for one, I was using, they hijacked my email for years. And in that email, that's where I received my email, my bank alert. For about 6 years, this particular email was hijacked. I couldn't access it. I couldn't, if I enter my password, it wasn't going. Someone was already using it. Until maybe Yahoo now created two-step verification, but I was not able to enter my phone number. It sent me the code. That's how I was able to access the account again. Now, what this ransomware does is that once they publish the victim data, or they will not block access to that data. They'll not be asking you for money. Until you pay that money, they'll not release that thing to you. That's another way, another kidnappers, let me use the word cyber kidnappers. Like I'm permitted to use that word. Cyber kidnappers, they kidnap your information and data and block you from accessing it, thereby requesting for a ransom for you to pay. And a refusal to pay it, they will hold on to it. Do we understand? I believe I have to stop here for today. Any question?
Okay.
Do you have any question? Somebody is trying to murmur underneath. I cannot hear you. Talk to me.
Hello, sir.
I'm with you, sir.
I just wanted to ask, because I joined in a little bit late.
Yes, ma'am.
Zoom meeting.
I
So
didn't get that.
can we get
You're breaking.
listen to it for me that
Yes.
joined?
Yes. This meeting is recorded, and I'm going to upload it on our YouTube channel. So I'll send you our YouTube channel. Do subscribe so that you can receive notification when we upload things like that. So the one for yesterday and the one for today, I'll upload it. Now, today we are like 10 or more than yesterday. Please inform others. Attendance is 80% and every day is 20%. So if you missed yesterday, there's still grace for today. So if you miss today, it's only those that are able to get 80% attendance that receive certificates afterwards. Then there's another thing we're going to introduce. So I want to encourage you that please try to attend. It's not costing you. We're not asking you for money. We're only trying to give back. So you will do yourself a great deal if you join and have a rethink or reshape your year and be informed and well prepared for your year. Okay? So I don't know. I would like to call my business partner, Mr. Daniel. He has one or two things to say, sir. Mr. Daniel.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Sam, and everyone that's finding time to be present today. Thank you very much. You've read out the conditions and what we expected to meet up with. Just want to quickly encourage every one of us that it is very important for us to pay attention and also contribute, ask relevant questions, because the information here will come handy in in a short time, and then we see how we evolve into a better self and individuals, and going forward we have better things to offer. So as an organization as well, like you have said, with be of immense benefit to everyone. And I pray God will help everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, in a more professional way and have better results. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. So, Mrs. Joy, one of the things you also do is you help us to take attendance. So not everyone, we can take a screenshot. Please always come in with your name. Always come in with your name so that we can take attendance. And at the end, we'll collate it together. There's going to be a test to test your knowledge of what you've learned. Don't run away. Don't worry. It's going to be good. Okay? Any question, addition, subtraction, observation? Is there any question? In the absence of none, have a good evening and a good day. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be at 7, not 8, at God's grace. Thank you.
Sir,
Okay.
one observation.
All right.
But right now, we're just 8. I think 2 people dropped off the call.
Okay. Okay. They should notify you tomorrow when they join so you can know them. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.